We're on.
Okay, great. Hey, Laura. Okay, switching it up. It's Wednesday. So we got to remember it's Wednesday, hump day. But like, oh my God, we have a beautiful day in Chicagoland. I hope wherever you are today or whatever day you're viewing this, that you guys have an awesome this day too. But I'll tell you what, I am excited because I know season change can sometimes mean different things. It can mean fun in different ways. It can mean, oh, it's a fresh start. It can mean all kinds of craziness, right? And so we're here to talk about some of the fun traditions that we've had and the things that we are looking at doing and things that are out there. And so with that, I just want to say, Lori, I am so excited because it is such a great day, but look at what's coming ahead here. And Laura, I'm going to turn it over to you. How are you doing today?
I am doing well, Debbie. Thank you. Doing really well. We're going to be talking, like Debbie says, about all the fun stuff for the fall. First of all, fall actually starts on the 22nd.
Okay.
On tomorrow, on our day. And actually tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow it starts. But yeah, so exciting. I look forward to fall every year. I know some of you know that I was in the flower shop and garden center business, and my family grew up. We sold pumpkins, we sold Indian corn. Do you remember Indian corn? I don't see it anywhere. Like we used to get like 3 in a bunch, and we put a big bow on it. We used to sell bales of hay. We used to sell corn stalks. It was such a fun time of year. And also because my father's birthday was on Halloween and mine was 3 days afterwards. So it was always a fun time in our family. And it was always so nice to see the kids coming and picking out pumpkins in our big pumpkin patch that we had. So I had a lot of great memories with that. But I'm going to talk about some new stuff because, now Deb and I are grandparents. So there's different things now to do with our kids. Well, you know what? I remember when our kids were younger, we used to get together and do stuff. And, it's always great. And, Halloween parties were really big years ago. But I think that, this year Halloween is going to be on a Monday. So the weekend before, the Saturday, Sunday, have a party with the kids. Have them invite their friends over. You don't even have to do a whole lot of stuff. They could wear their costumes. You could do a little bit of a parade. You could do a scavenger hunt for the older kids, There's just so much you could do that would make it so much fun. Halloween is a holiday that seems to be going away, and we got to keep the traditions alive. Do you agree with me, Debbie, on that?
Totally do. I totally do.
I know a lot of the schools are not even doing them anymore.
Right.
I know, we used to look forward to that every year. So you have anything to add on to that, Debbie?
Oh, I totally do. I got to say, I remember Halloween trick-or-treating and stuff and being like, seriously, it would be raining out and we would have rain jackets on and we didn't care. We just wanted to go get the candy. That's all we cared about. But you know what? I have this crazy thing we do every single year. I make a big pot of chili, a big pot of chili. And then we have and I put pumpkin in my chili.
Oh, wow.
I put a can of pumpkin in there. It is so good. It makes it really creamy and it has good flavor and you're getting all that good food benefit. But, and cornbread and nachos and all that kind of fun stuff. But, I think that this is a good year that families can do either Saturday or Sunday and do pumpkin carving and have we have had, well, Lori, you judged one of our pumpkins.
I know, actually was a couple years ago.
I remember, and we do stuff like that, and every year it's a different dynamics. There's times where we've had to kind of not even do it because everybody's just crazy. But because it falls so close on the weekend, I think this is going to be a good weekend to be able to do that kind of stuff. And I think it's really fun that we have the opportunity in our areas to take advantage of some of the outer activities that are still available. And, my goodness, how about a good hayride and, a pumpkin patch and, going for those crazy, those donuts, which we shouldn't be eating, but they're so good. What are they, those apple, whatever?
Apple cider donuts.
Apple cider donuts, yes. Which, here's a couple things. I got a place. We like to go to Sunny Acres, which is in Carroll Stream. I like it because you don't have to pay to get in. And the big point is you pay for what you want to do. And it was always good, especially when Mariana was smaller, that, okay, we knew what rides he'd want to do. So we'd buy the tickets. So we always ended up spending more money than we probably wanted to, but just crazy. We would go on the hay ride and, all the fun stuff. But I don't know. What's on your plan, Laura? What's some of
Well,
your to-dos?
things that I used to do and the things that I want to bring back this year, we went apple picking in Michigan.
Yes. Yes.
My ex-in-laws lived in Michigan, so we would go to this place called Jolly's. It was in Coloma, Michigan.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
only 2 hours away.
Yeah.
And you know what? We used to get lists from friends that wanted us to pick apples for them.
Yeah.
And we would bring home the big bags of apples. Oh, it was fun. They had a hayride there. They had a really nice store in their barn. You
Wow.
could buy honey and all kinds of stuff. And they had the apple cider. They had the apple cider things too, and the donuts. And
Yep.
it was just a lot of fun. My kids have a lot of memories. So I kind of want to go with the grandkids this year. They'll absolutely love it. And then, I bring the apples home and I love making homemade apple pie. I
Ooh.
the apple dumplings that are to die for. I do a lot of stuff with the apples. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that this year. But you got to watch, you got to call and find out because they only go like I think to the middle of October. So they end up running out soon. The way they start like now and then it goes like to the middle of October if you're gonna go apple picking. But yeah, that stuff, and I just, I kind of want to do stuff with the kids, go outside. I love to collect leaves. Oh, that's my favorite thing to
Yeah.
do. And have them paint them and do all kinds of projects with the leaves. And that even my little grandson that's two could participate with that, which would be a lot of fun. And it's nice too for them to be walking outside and picking up pine cones, picking up those little acorns, and all kinds of little stuff that you could put in a bowl. And then you could talk about what they are. They're like seeds and the acorns. You know what? There's just that scavenger hunt just sounds so great. And just go to museums. A lot of the places that are they have those outdoor museums where you could go out there and they have like their tractors and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
I know there's a place in Union, Illinois that has something like that. And also I'm going to go piggyback a little bit. Concerts, there's still some outside concerts with Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah, there is.
Churches are putting on, so keep your eye out on
Yep.
that. I would go on your local chamber of commerce and type in fall festivals or fall things, and you should be able to find a whole list of things to do in your area. And then, Debbie, you have anything you want to add on that?
You know what? Pumpkin spice lattes. Yes.
Yeah, right,
So good. If you want to splurge, I know you can get them everywhere. I mean, I even think like the gas stations might even have them, but I'm telling you, like, obviously Dunkin' and Starbucks and all that kind of stuff. But what's really fun is that there's so many other things too, like haunted houses that are appropriate. Obviously, you
Yeah,
don't want
right.
to, they're too scary. They have the ones for the adventurous. I think even the Joliet prison, I think, or somewhere had some
Yeah.
crazy ones, But look at some other things that you could do at home too, Laura. Make caramel apples. So you talked about getting the apples. You go to the store and you buy the caramel apples. Why don't we make them and like have fun with them? You could pop some M&Ms on them. You could do, obviously we're adding the calories on, but and I think there's also some apple picking places that are local, even within like 45 minutes from here. I want to say towards St. Charles. So again, like Lori said, okay, Scarecrow Fest that's another one. Have you ever gone to Scarecrow Fest in?
I heard it's awesome.
I only went one time, and oh my gosh, it was really, really fun. They literally have these contests where they create their scarecrows and they have them all like going on. And I mean, there's people that judge them, and then they have like the vendors out there, and they got the corn that they're dipping in the butter. Well, they do however you want to have it. I mean, you can have it dipped in the butter, but you can have they have all the sprinkles that you can put on there, like the chili lime and the red hot sauce. And
that sounds great.
Like almost make it a low taste, like with a like with the Parmesan cheese. Oh my God, it's so good. But that's a fun thing to do. See, here's the thing, guys. What Lori and I are trying to do is we're trying to paint a picture of some thoughts and ideas to get yourself organized today, not tomorrow, today, so that you don't miss out and find, oh my goodness, that was going on this weekend and I didn't go there. Because like life is going like so fast. I mean, it goes fast all the time. We're busy, 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 everything we're doing. But these are the things that if you don't stop and smell instead of saying smell the roses, smell the pumpkins, we're not going to be able to get these things accomplished. So even Lori and I are talking about like, oh my gosh, we've got to get ourselves organized and find where we're going to go. And if you're on a tight budget, definitely check out Groupon. Okay. But like we were just saying, there's so many things that you can do, like Scarecrow Fest or going to the other place I was saying, that you don't have to pay an admission, but you just pay for what you need. Set a goal, have the kids work and do some chores or whatever, so that you can all get things done, and maybe they can earn a little bit of whatever to be able to go. But if you can't do that and you can't accomplish that, bring that to your house and have a spooky, fun backyard party. It's not that difficult to do. Have like a fire pit thing going on, and if you don't have a fire pit, you can create something and roast some marshmallows. I mean, there's a lot. Put a screen up. We've talked this before. Put a screen up and do a Halloween movie in the backyard. So what?
Right.
But, you could create a screen so easy. You could find a way to do it. It's not that difficult, And what else?
You know what you could make a screen with?
Huh?
And actually it's pretty cool. Is the foam board paper? I mean the foam board, what I'm talking about, like, the poster board, but it's the foam board.
I got one right here, Laura.
Yeah. Now you could get a whole mess of them and tape them together and make
Like
a
that.
screen. Right.
I found one. I found an actual one that has nothing on it. So somebody must have hit it for a project and didn't use it. But that's a great idea.
And so they sell one that's the size of what is it, 4 by 8, 4 feet by 8 foot? What is that? A panel is that size?
That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah, they sell one that's all completely made like that. It's one big thing.
So cool.
So, I mean, I've used it before, but I don't know how you get it in your car, but probably the other one would be just to get that and just tape them.
Yeah.
And, tape them in the back. And it's it's a nice thick screen, you know what I mean? Instead of a sheet or something. I know they have those you could rent, the ones that you could blow up. You could ask one of your you could ask the place, the stores that rent things. And you might even be able to get like a popcorn popper and some other stuff and have the neighbor kids over and stuff. You know what? Talking about the scarecrow thing, what town does that?
It's St. Charles.
St. Charles does a scarecrow one. But how about if you're really close with your neighbors and did a scarecrow competition?
That's a good idea.
Awesome. And
That's a really good idea.
Then maybe you guys could all get together and do a bonfire and cook hot dogs and hot chocolate and stuff. A lot of the neighborhoods do stuff during the summer block parties, but what would be wrong with doing something like that? It would be a lot of fun.
It only takes one of a person to start to organize it. And then once you get it going, and really, like you're saying, potluck. So it's not like you're putting an investment of money in there. You even ask for people to bring, paper plates or whatever and stuff like that. So you don't have to be sitting there thinking about providing it. We have a block party and people just bring like tables and they, somebody organizes a little and collects a very minimal amount of money to cover some little small things, and then we bring everything else, and it's really fantastic, So,
I could just taste that warm hot cider. I love it.
God, so good.
I love it.
So good. Yeah, it's so good. But Lord, it's funny with it being fall. I know we're going to get into this in a few minutes, but I'm excited for fall for a few more ideas, a few more things that we have up our sleeve as well. So do you have anything else you want to do and talk about this segment, or do you want to talk about any of what we got up our sleeve thing?
Well, we got a lot of future things going on, and we're excited about that. we're hoping to get some of the people that we've done shows with that have similar ideas, and we want to kind of do a group thing. So instead of us just being three of us on here, us two and a guest, we're going to have like a panel. We
Right.
thought
Right.
that would be really kind of fun. I know Joan Auberly is going to have her new book coming out, and I'm sure Chiara Toludo has some of her books, new books coming out. So, I mean, we'll get those guys together. We have people that have workout groups. We'll get those people together. It'll be exciting. It'll be different. We thought that would kind of change things up a little bit and kind of excite things a little bit this year. So, do you have any other ideas?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm excited about that concept because I think what we can do is we have interviewed a substantial amount of people. When I look over everything and I look up all the stuff, so it's a real easy time for me to just put a little plug in here for if you or anyone you know out there, guys, have something that you'd like to share. We want to hear about it. We want to know, and I'm sure more than likely, if it fits our criteria, which isn't a very difficult one, we would love to hear. And that's the kind of thing where you might think like, oh, it's not important. Yeah, it is, because you know what? People need to hear different stories of different things. It could be something out there that somebody was like, could resonate with, and maybe they'll jump on board of wanting to do something as well. It kind of like catapults them to doing something, I think what's going to be really cool is if we get some of these groups together and we get some interaction and feedback, because some of the people that we have interviewed, which is fantastic, and they've had such great stories and they have such great things, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 months down the road, they have a whole bunch more new things too.
Yes.
And so we've heard from them, from before, but now we can group them strategically with panels of people, it's going to be a lot of fun. And we may throw in a few new people in those panels for all we know, just because it might just fit the criteria, lots of the stuff we've talked about, Lori and I've talked about doing this in, October being kind of our start date of doing some of this. We've got a great interview coming in next week, which is somebody really cool, because it's a sibling to somebody that we graduated with.
Yeah,
and it's
right.
really fun, because this is really fun. And this is, again, someone that we've gotten to know. But it's funny, we have so many vast subjects, and we keep getting more and more really cool ones. So again, please share us, please tell people about us. We are just having the time of our life with us. It's so much fun. We feel like, we started this and it was just a quirky little thing that Lori and I are like, let's do this. And it's become a really interesting thing. And I can't tell you more about how, or should I say, I can't tell you enough about how it's touched Lori and my life, where it's brought us interesting topics that we've learned from, that it caused us to dig deeper personally into some stuff. And honestly, we have so much stuff that we've learned that, and it sounds terrible to say it this way, we almost don't have enough time to catch up. I wish we had a personal assistant that could help us.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But I'm saying, you know what? And Lori and I do this for fun. We don't get paid to do this. This is not a thing. This is just something we felt was really cool. And with that, I want to turn it over to you, Lori, for anything else you want to share.
Well, I'm just thinking about all the stuff that we could do. There's so much stuff going on, hikes and all that kind of stuff. Riding your bike. I mean, it still could ride your bike, as long as the weather's okay, and look at all the fall leaves and everything. There's nothing more beautiful than fall leaves. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we get sick of them, and then we go into the winter and we see the snow on the trees in the Midwest. But no, just, what I would do is write down all the different kinds of things you want to do this fall. It doesn't mean that you're going to be able to do them all. I found this list on Pinterest. It was 30 days of activities, and I'll post it on our site. And they just put different things that they were going to do. Most people don't have the time during the week, but they do on the weekends. There's nothing worse than a weekend when you sit there and don't have anything planned, and you sit there and it's like Friday night and say, well, what are we going to do tomorrow? It's kind of nice to have something already planned so that you can get up early and go do fun stuff. Cause you remember it gets darker earlier too.
I know. It does.
So, but I know, I mean, I think a lot of places are starting to open up now, Deb, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think a lot of the restaurants and stuff too, and they're still doing the outdoor things, and a lot of them are really getting aggressive with heaters and stuff, which I think because they're doing better, they're investing into some of these more like elaborate situations that they can do. You know, when I was in New York a couple weeks ago, I got to tell you, New York has got it going on. They really do. I'm very impressed with that city, the way it's a little bit different than I thought it was going to be. It was quite a few years since I had been there, and when we were there, it was just really fun. But they've got like these things that look like a train car almost. Okay, so it's all closed, but the whole outside is open. But yet they have lattice in some of the areas, and they have them divided. So there's a table of 4, and that's a division, and there's a table of 2, and like they can change things around, but they keep it there. The cabbie guy was telling me that they keep it for almost like there's only one small portion of time that they can't use it because they bring the heaters in, and so it's and I'm seeing more and more around here that are starting to get a little bit more aggressive. So our winters are, believe it or not, worse than theirs. He was telling me that they still, it's not as terrible. When you get outside of the city, he goes, it gets worse. He goes, but like in the city, it's not as bad. But anyways, I'm an outdoor person. I always was wanting to be an outdoor person. My husband was never so much wanting to eat outside, and now he loves it. But you know what? Everything that we've gone through has forced us to look outside the box, look outside, just like what we're doing right here. I mean, I knew what Zoom was and I had used it, but hey, I bet you, a ton of people just had never even been on it, so it's just crazy times, crazy.
It is. It's crazy times. And, we want to be outside. We don't want to be inside. We were inside for too long. So going outside and doing things is great for all of us.
Totally.
Yeah.
I just gotta share one thing, Lori. Every time I'm planting flowers and I'm doing stuff, so like I missed the boat on this. All these had mums for $3.99, and I got a couple of them, and now I'm so mad that I didn't buy more because mums are so expensive. Like everywhere you go, like it's crazy. So I'm keeping my eyeballs out because I have an idea where I want to put them. But I just love like having like all the rich colors of the mums, and some of the mums, and maybe you can tell us because this is a fall thing. Which mums are the ones that grow back, that are more perennial? Do you know? Is there like a certain, because I know that some of them do grow back.
Usually the ones that are for the outdoors grow back.
They usually do. Okay.
Yeah, the ones that you get inside the flower shop, like kind of like you would give as a gift.
Decorative.
Come back.
Okay. Okay. Because I've had some success with some of mine growing back. In fact, they're coming up right now, but they're so pretty, the rich colors and like the placements of it all and everything. So it's a fun time for people,
it is. If you like
and there's a lot of flowers that still stay going for a while too, that are not mums, so
yeah. But you know what? And another thing too, so guys, a lot of the bands that you were going outside to see, they're moving into bars and restaurants. So if you certain bands like We Go Simple and Strung Out, they'll start going inside restaurants and bars. So you can still do that with friends too. And that. So, I mean, you could see these bands all year round and all different things. But some of them are still, they're playing for Oktoberfest outside.
You know what? I didn't even tell you this. I'll say this really quick. Last week was Oktoberfest in Downers Grove, and Tony and I happened to be down there, and we caught a little bit of. We just sat on a park bench and listened to some of the music, but it was really cool. We didn't go into the whole Oktoberfest thing, but you're right. There's a lot of them that are going on, and even Glen Ellen, I saw. For any of you simple followers like Lori and I are, they're playing at the end of October. They're playing somewhere.
Really?
In Glen Ellen, yeah.
Oh, wow. I'll have to check that out too.
I know.
That's great. But I mean, even ask your grandkids what they want to do and have them come up with some ideas. Absolutely. Or, always my favorite thing is putting all the different things in a hat and have one of the grandkids pick it out to see what they're going to do, so everybody gets a turn. I don't know. I just think it's so much fun to just do things with your family, you know.
Mhm.
I didn't come from a big family, but I always had a lot of people around me because of my flower shop and garden center. And I just have so many great memories of doing stuff,
It's
you know.
awesome. And I
Mhm.
think that the one thing that Lori and I have really said a lot lately, and it's creating those memories. And I think that it's just so key. You're missing the boat if you're not doing it. And trying to create some traditions. That's another one.
Yes, that's what you
I-
have
I'm
to do.
Lori and I learn from each other. I mean, she's got that one I talk about all the time about Easter with the cookies. Well, it doesn't matter. You can do pumpkin cutout cookies and you can
Mhm.
decorate cookies. It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be the Easter egg cookies.
Right.
So if you need to do something a little bit more on a lighter scale and that's so, go out somewhere, just bring it home, and make sure you include, seriously, make sure you include every generation you could possibly include, like if there's any grandparents or great grandparents that are alive and in the area, because you know what, they live for that stuff. They live for being able to be around and be part of it. Even if they don't participate fully.
Right. Yeah,
It's a lot.
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys. Well, Lori, you want to close us out because we're getting
Oh, sure. You know what? I want to say everybody have a wonderful Wednesday and enjoy the weather. Think fall, and we'll see you on Friday. Take care now. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care.